Hello, dear friends. Have you ever wondered why you can't leave a relationship, for example, one that you don't like? Why did you put up with a relationship you didn't like for such a long time? Why didn't you say what you would have liked, what you wanted in that relationship? Why? Why were you chronically dissatisfied? Well, were your emotional needs unmet? Why are you chronically in a bad emotional state? Why are you depressed? Maybe there are some reasons for that as well. It's not just that depression appeared out of nowhere. There are reasons. Reasons. Cause and effect. Why do you have low self-esteem? Why can't you speak up for yourself? Why can't you start a business? Quit a job you don't like? Ask for a salary that you would like? Why do you work just for a thank you? Why do you wait for gratitude? Why is it like this for you? Is it because you lacked it in childhood? Because you lacked it recently? Why are you constantly dissatisfied with other people? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Why does this crap happen in my life? Well, you could put it that way. Or even worse. And there are many, many other reasons. Many other reasons. Why does someone retreat into solitude and say, I really like being alone? Someone else suffers from loneliness. Why? I'm not encouraging solitude. But ask yourself, why do you like being alone? Why do people avoid relationships? If they just don't like something, zip and they're gone. Why does this happen? Have you ever wondered? Is it because that's just my nature? No. Why are you emotionally unrestrained while someone else is emotionally reserved? Why do you react to these circumstances in this or that way? Do you want to find out? Join the webinar. For 3 webinars in a row, 3 days, it's like a seminar. There will be a diagnosis of your condition. On the first day, you will generally diagnose your own condition. That is, I will give you the criteria by which you need to assess yourself. And there will be quite a few of them. But at least you will be able to see your own picture. The second thing we will diagnose is your areas of life. We will look at how satisfied you are with these areas of your life. Well, naturally, according to your own opinion, how much you would like them to be satisfied and how much they actually are. This will be a fairly detailed diagnosis. For each point, I will explain what is needed because each area has its own subcategories. For example, we have relationships. And within relationships, who is there? Family, children, husband, yes, and then other relatives. And so we will start by diagnosing. On the second day, we will identify all your internal conflicts. Why do you have problems in these areas? In other words, you will uncover intrapersonal conflicts. Why is it important to know this? Because it's the same cause and effect. You will understand why you feel dissatisfied here, why your emotional state is the way it is. Because you took a step back. If you think you know all your intrapersonal conflicts, you are deeply mistaken. You only see those that your subconscious brings into your conscious mind. The conscious mind is actually quite limited. It can access only 7 units of information at a time. Got it? Good. Didn't get it? I'll explain everything in the course. So that's why it's necessary to know at least about 80% of your intrapersonal conflicts, from which you will identify the main ones that set the trend for your emotional state and your relationships with all areas of your life, including your inner and emotional life. The third day. The third day is the most important, the deepest. We will be identifying what inside you creates these intrapersonal conflicts. We will be dealing with decisions made in childhood. That is, at some point in your childhood, you made a decision that you would be a certain way or that a certain idea was important. We will be searching for all these childhood decisions. This is also quite a major task, so it will take a lot of time. And don't think that you just come, listen, and leave. No, you come, take a piece of paper and a pen, and you will be writing. Well, you can type if you want. In fact, you will be conducting a very deep self-diagnosis. Yes, this is not hypnosis where you come to a psychotherapist and he guides you and shows you everything. This isn't psychoanalysis, but it will reduce the need for visits, at least the initial visits, to a psychotherapist or psychoanalyst. When you come with this baggage, well, I'll tell you what to do with it. But if you come with this list, you can say, I have this problem, yes, and this is the reason for it. And here is the deepest reason of all. How can this be removed? Well, I'll tell you how it can be removed on the third day. At the end of the third day, at the end of this exploratory webinar, when you have found all of this, I will give you 2 options for working through childhood decisions. 2. One is rational, for those who are used to analyzing and thinking things through, and the other is irrational, for those with a more developed imaginative thinking. We will enter a certain state, you could call it meditation, and there we will try to neutralize the carrier of these very childhood decisions. By neutralize, I don't mean it the way some people might be used to. I'm used to cutting everything out, mowing it down. Those who know me know my procedures. But no, here the procedure will be very gentle because we're dealing with the inner child who made those childhood decisions, so we'll interact with it gently. At the same time, you will experience what the ideal self is. For some of you, maybe, for the first time in your life, you will get to know it. What is the ideal self? And how different are you from this ideal self? That's why even this procedure alone is worth attending this seminar for. You will spend 3 days engaged in productive work, searching for the causes of your condition and the problems that surround you in this world. And you will go through this wonderful procedure to neutralize those very reactions and causes. The link to the course is in the description. A link to the group will be pinned in the first comment. The group will be held in a Telegram channel. You can go there and sign up. The schedule, when and at what time, will be posted there. The first day will be recorded, so if you miss the webinar, it's okay. You can watch the recording, do the same activities on your own, and get the same results as you would online. It's possible that I'll share something outside of the recording, not in the recording, specifically so that you join at the exact time. The webinar is scheduled Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. There will also be a special treat on Sunday, but that won't be recorded. So make sure to come. You'll need to subscribe to the channel, and then you can unsubscribe on Sunday evening or Monday morning, whenever you like. In other words, you're not obligated to anything. That's all. Everything will be available in the recording for a certain period of time. You'll find out exactly how long on the channel as well. Come to the seminar, go through the diagnostics, and you'll be grateful and appreciative. And I'm grateful that you'll trust me and come. Bye.